Well, hello everyone. Today I'm in the hot sun. This very park, by the way. I'm in the hot sun today. This very spot, just a couple of months from now, would be a dream to be able to be here, regardless of how hot the weather is today. To be able to be outside and to be able to enjoy this beautiful backdrop is a dream in itself. So anyway, I just came from church today, which is very important to have a place to go, to be able to unite and connect with other people, and having some soul stirring fellowship, and not necessarily talking about what happened during this weekend, which is a concern. So in the spirit of solidarity, a sense of community connection, regardless where you stand politically speaking, here in the US, we should not have to experience this weekend. So it would be nice if we can take this opportunity to reconnect with one another, regardless of where you stand politically, and reach out to the other side and show support for the sake of the collective. And I'm also reminded today, there's a gentleman who used to be like a war veteran. He has an amputated leg. I parked my car pretty much almost half a mile away from where I am now to be able to have that backdrop, the water, than anything. I believe it or not, the water backdrop is more important in this video than you think, because pretty much in a couple of months from now, this would not be possible. So I am absolutely grateful to be able to have the privilege of doing this outside and keeping my camera from being able to see where I am right now, and at the same time enjoying connecting with you at the same time. Anyways, so if you're on my channel, you know that I've been trying to communicate this about this project for quite some time. So I'm talking about Miracle Cash and More, and I brought to your attention Connect United for the Blockchain Academy. Those of you who are entering into the blockchain space for the first time but lacks the education necessary to participate and basically keep up with all the changes in the space, Connect United has the academy currently in beta state. When the beta is fully live, people would be able to complete 25 different modules and collect points if you have a node. But people can participate, create a free Connect account, and join the academy just for itself. Not to mention, it does have a decentralized wallet, which is a beneficial. Soon the decentralized wallet will have the functionality of an NFT, and so you can import your wallet from one decentralized project to another, which is actually good. But that's not the reason why I'm doing this video today. I'm doing this video today because I want to be able to bring you back to talk about Miracle Cash and More. The company itself has been, you could say, is in a place to revolutionize the marketplace. The ability to walk into a store in multiple regions in Europe to do a crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto, crypto to crypto transactions. That's one. You'll be able to walk into an AVM, known as an electronic vending machine. To us, but to you, my better reference an ATM, where you can put in your debit card, credit card, and to be able to extract fiat. The same thing you can do in an AVM, electronic vending machine, where you can basically do crypto transactions. If you own a business, you can actually leverage Miracle Cash and More, Miracle Pay online, wherever you are in a country where it's acceptable to do a crypto transaction, to accept crypto settlements, leveraging Miracle Pay for business, institution, and individuals. And the ability to actually go into an exchange, just like any other exchanges, do whatever you can do currently at a centralized exchange, decentralized exchange, changing fiat, swapping fiat, onboarding with fiat, and off-ramping with fiat, and basically trading fiat to fiat or fiat to crypto. Miracle Exchange allow you to do all that, and in addition to that, we have several other first-to-market projects, first-to-market services that you will not find in any other either centralized or decentralized exchange. 2 years in the making, 2 years that my exposure to it. Company started in 2017 by the legendary Arkan Torhan, and then later on he met with Micah III, who is a successful crypto enthusiast who was looking for substance to transfer his crypto into physical assets to basically minimize the volatility in actual assets. Purchased a condo in Cyprus, and now we are in the process, not in the process, we've introduced Miracle Estate, leveraging our very own Phoenic token. PNIC is currently listed in CoinMarketCap, currently listed in CoinGecko, currently traded in Mexi, a centralized exchange which has a global presence, and we have several other exchanges, but PNIC Phoenic token, the super token that has in it or behind it, supporting it, so many different level of utility. Phoenic, the super token, would be the utility transactionable proof of transaction token that anybody globally can actually use, leverage to participate and interact within the Miracle World technology. And now, not only did Forbes magazine did list Cyprus as the top 5 places where people go to as a vacation destination, as a retirees destination, as a student hub with multiple universities, tons of casinos, and beautiful golf course. When I was there in 2022, I stayed at this beautiful golf course, and the reason why actually I'm making this video is because I'm imagining myself in Cyprus right now with a water backdrop before my next trip there, because we are currently introducing another our first Miracle Estate using Miracle Home, actually Phoenic Home, not Miracle Home, Phoenic Home, backed by the only transactionable proof of transaction token, Phoenic, known as PNIC. So you can actually go to see less than 2 or 3 months since we've actually listed it. PNIC has a beautiful organic growth without heavy marketing behind it. In the description of this video, because my phone is about to get too hot for this video to make sense, there is a document that I've already made several videos about, and I have my own promotion going on. If you participate, create your free account, by the way, and participate with us in acquiring any number of assets, and then I will gift you Phoenic according to your level of engagement in our ecosystem. By the way, nothing I said is financial advice. I do not provide tax, legal, financial advice. This is purely an entertaining video. I'm outside enjoying the beauty, the privilege of being outside, and it's been a while since I actually do an update on this channel for this project, and it's just so happened that we have so much going on to prevent any kind of headaches that I don't want to talk about certain aspect of our project. that I don't want to talk about. I'm going to avoid things that are not in our control, developments that we are doing, the acquisition of Mediterra, which puts us in a very, very, very privileged position where we'll have the next stage, calling a company truly hybrid. Anyways, so without getting too much into that. So anyways, in the description of this video, you will find a document where I list to you several of our services that we offer. You'll be able to see pictures. Whether or not there is a promo associated with this project, now is the best time. If you've heard about Miracle Cash and you don't quite fully understand, when I started telling people about this project 2 years ago, I had just participated, had an opportunity after our first live event in Vegas, and which, by the way, we're about to celebrate our second year anniversary of our successful community growth. We're going back to Cyprus again in December. And while I was in Cyprus, I made a decision to go. While I was in Vegas, I made a decision to go to Cyprus. Had a chance to sit with Archon and interviewed him. Had a chance to sit with the project manager, interviewed him, and I can provide you with those interviews privately. Had a chance to sit with some of the customer service sales team to know exactly the kind of questions that they receive. This is not something that I Google. This is something that right there in the community tab of my channel, you'll be able to see the headquarters of Miracle Cash and More, and you'll be able to see our marketing micro car, and you'll be able to see pictures or perhaps even videos of transaction that one member in the office did. And this is not something that I've actually looked at on Google. And we are getting ready to open Miracle Home, the ability to acquire properties in Cyprus. Because I wasn't prepared to make this video, this is something that I wanted to just do right away, and leveraging how long that I can keep the phone not being too hot in the sun, and also I'm already sweating, and but I just wanted to connect with you. Here's what's going to happen. Not financial advice, and I'm actually it doesn't matter to me what you do with that information, by the way, because the next video you'll see with me is me continuing to talk about the great success that I've been able to have, and I'm in a unique position to really coach you, guide you, and position you in the right place. So say, for instance, you're taking a look at this for the first time, and or 200th time. There are people who have been dripping this project to from time to time for the past 2 years, and there are people who think they were smart, went in to lose money in multiple projects, and because they didn't see the value, people are likely to follow trash because it offered them X amount of guaranteed return that the project cannot keep up. But when you share with them something of substance, they not only do not have the competence to see the big picture, they attribute past failures to this picture, trying to see what other project that has, you could say, an ambitious plan that didn't make it, trying to be smart, at the same time trying to pitch me into their scam project that they no longer promote, or because the project basically just stole their money and basically exit, or basically just like ghost them altogether. I had decided that 1, 2, 4, 5 different lessons like that was enough. This time I'm going to support a real project by real people that I can pick up the phone and call, that I sat down with and had dinner with, not someone that for the photo up on Facebook could say, hey, I was there too. No, I was there, I interviewed, and I spoke with, and I witnessed the transaction, and I've been to an actual store and one that was in development. So much have been done since and we have done so well as a company. We have weathered the storms, the adversities, haters, and even haters that were trashing the company. They are the ones who are now positioning themselves after realizing the stupidity of their foolishness. Many of them have come to their senses, and also many of them, you could say, commission junkies who participate, who wanted to see, hey, they are so used to trash, they couldn't understand substance when substance was offered to them, because the trash is only what they're accustomed to. Imagine, you've only been able to eat from fast food, salty, trashy, fatty stuff. When you're introduced to a beautiful gourmet meal, and the time it takes to create gourmet meal, to go get organic products and to create something of substance, and instead of taking food from the store, pre-packaged frozen food, and put it in the microwave 5 minutes later, and you're eating, and then feel the consequence later. But a gourmet meal has to be prepared. That means someone has to have a list of what they want to do. They go to the market and purchase it, and they come home and make the preparation, and then they actually go home and cook it. What if you are invited to someone's house and they offer you a pre-packaged, frozen meal, versus someone who actually took their time to cook? Well, if the only thing you are accustomed to is trash, fast food, salty stuff, processed, you're not going to have the appetite for substance and a nice, beautifully prepared, where you can feel the aroma as soon as you open the door. Some of you are already feeling it right now. Imagine the last time you went to visit a friend and they actually cooked something. You just, ring the bell, and then you open the door, and wow, you've already experienced and the spices and filling the room. And that's the type of project this is. It's a substance project backed by real people, deal with technology that is constantly evolving. We're in a space that, this is not the type of project you want to share with anybody, and that you want to take time to educate the right person who has the patience, who understand that they're in the right place at the right time, and who also know, hey, this is not the type of project that promises you X amount of return daily, weekly, monthly. You are, in a sense, an angel investor who participate in the early phases, and the privilege of participating in this project is the ability to experience the ups and downs, the bumps and the growth pain, so that, just like the pain a pregnant woman goes through in labor, when we deliver this beautiful bundle of joy, who makes the first crackling sound, and all the pain, all the drama, all the sleepless nights, all the diets, fixes, insecurities, the moment that, the final push for this little bundle of joy, and then all the headaches, the delays, the technical glitches, none of that matters, because you have been compensated for waiting and appreciating something of value that time cannot force, that has to be happened gradually, organically, and that takes time. Understanding that, how well would you like to be positioned in the best project in the market that is constantly being reevaluated, reassessed, taking advantage of opportunities that we did not expect, and opportunities are now coming to us because we have been positioned. Decisions that were made X amount of years ago, and the market has changed, the landscape has changed, the regulatory landscape has changed, and now we find ourselves being in a position to acquire assets, acquire companies, acquire technologies that or adding on to Miracle, which makes Miracle a recession-proof business, and you have the opportunity to know about it in advance, and you have the psychological fortitude to weather the storm, and you're not a commission junkie who participated and wanted a guarantee, a delivered on promises on time. And more importantly, you're smart enough to be coached by the best, yours truly, or to be by the best team, yours truly, who understand nothing of value is ever done in haste. So while others are busy or whining about what's not happening, if you discerned individual understand the importance of positioning and positioning themselves for the ultimate growth of this opportunity, and being in a position to coach other people to understand the value proposition of Miracle Cash and More and what we have to offer. And then with Phoenic, and there's not been any huge marketing behind Phoenic, but the organic growth that Phoenic is experiencing right now, which, by the way, if you take a look at the document that I have, if you want to participate and acquire yourself some Phoenic, just like we have our reward, the blockchain nodes project currently in beta, and each node delivers a certain amount of points, and then each point is converted into a certain amount of Phoenic. Lately, the Phoenic has been compressed from a high maximum supplies to a reduced supply. With a reduced supplies, meaning the value of Phoenic can potentially, according to the market, basic economics, the leaner your supplies, the greater the use case utility. With a lesser compressed supply and greater utility, there's only one thing you can hope for: higher value. And value can mean greater demand, greater price, which, by the way, the market dictates. With the increased utility and the ability to have physical ownership of a physical property that you can own. You can be a proud owner of a unit, whether you choose to live in it, have a vacation home in Cyprus, or put it for rental that the management, project management, or the developer, or a management led by Phoenic or assisted by Phoenic will allow you to have your property managed, and you get to benefit from having ownership in a physical property in one of the hardest spot to own property in an evolving, beautiful North Cyprus. If I were you, just after you watch this video, open Google Earth and then type in Miracle Cash and More, and then to see our various locations, to see you're not going to see everything like as if you are in front of it, but between my pictures and also Google Earth, Google Map will give you a 3D verification of a physical location. And if you happen to be in Netherlands, you can go to one of our physical stores. If you happen to be in Germany, you can actually visit one of our stores. If you happen to be in Cyprus, we have several locations. You can, again, between my videos showing you proof of being there, having a transaction, you can check it out for yourself. Don't be the lazy-minded person who just Google something, and don't listen to just anybody, because I didn't Google it. I was there in person. Anyways, so having said all that, between the participation in our node, we have two nodes. We have a full node. By definition, a full node is a blockchain software application that basically validates transactions that are happening, and then there are several different use cases where people can actually interact with in our stores. Someone can go online and do a transaction online in our exchange. That's a transaction that needs to be validated. Someone can use Miracle Pay online or anywhere. That's a transaction. That's, every time that happens is a transaction. Someone can interact with one of our AVM, electronic vending machine, and do any kind of crypto exchange. That's a transaction. Someone can actually go to the physical stores in multiple places in every region, wherever we have a physical presence. That's a transaction. And if we happen to have our POS systems, either physical or virtual, in any affiliated location where a transaction happens, and any of our services, Miracle Home, Miracle Installment, Miracle Installment for home and for personal or business, and we have so much. And anytime a transaction happens in our ecosystem, the blockchain nodes validate the transaction, and the gas is paid with Phoenic, and every node holds or maintains a full copy of the blockchain distributed in multiple nodes, 20,000 nodes all across the world. And then on top of that, we have the mini nodes known as a light node that holds a fraction of the blockchain but not whole. The purpose of the mini node is to position as a, you could say, a connecting point between nodes. So instead of holding the entire full copy of the blockchain, the mini node maintains a fractional copy of the blockchain. Anyways, so the mini node is a 1/10 of a full node. Since there are 20,000 nodes in general, and regardless of the market price for the node, because a certain amount of nodes purchase in a period of time actually can trigger a price increase. And so if you, depending on the price of the node at the moment, which I'm not going to get into right now, if you cannot acquire a full node, you can acquire 1/10 of a node. If a node gives you a certain amount of distribution of points, we transfer into X amount of Phoenic, which, by the way, my document will have all the details and graphic. And then the next best thing is to acquire 1/10 of a node, which gives you 1/10 the reward. Assuming, of course, all that makes sense to you, since we will be a company that have micro shares in the publicly listed NASDAQ company currently in progress, we now have the opportunity to acquire shares in a country of Italy that is currently available for sale until supplies last. So if all that makes sense to you, and if you are the lucky person to be finding about this right now, prior to all this, fully functional system, and you wanted to be as lucky as I am, so what do? You gather your best and sharpest people and have them looking at this with you at the same time. First, create a free account. Okay? If you're lucky to be met by me and I'm the one coaching you, you will find I will give you 2 years head start with all the updates, all the knowledge, with all my own training, and for you to understand this ecosystem from the beginning to end. You can save a lot of aggravation because you're well connected. But if you're not so lucky to be associated with me and my team, and you are still lucky to find out about this system, and I happen to contribute a lot to our growing and evolving community, so we can still have an exposure where you may not be working with me directly, but I will be part of your training, because my training that I've created to support my team is also available to the entire community. But let's just say that you haven't been told about this from someone else and you're listening to it for the first time. In this document, there would be a link to create your free account. So the first thing you do, you gather the best, sharpest, anywhere from 10 to 100 people, because the law of averages will work on your side. So with a free account, you can have tremendous exposure, and we also have a global bonus pool. 1% of the company's profit will go into sharing with the people who are helping to advance the community through a global program called a STAR program. The STAR program is a leadership program beyond the typical 3 tiers of affiliate program. So right now I'm sharing this with you, and you're looking at this for the first time, and I'm getting excited because I have been privileged to be part of this thing early, and I've done extremely well, and I'm in a position to really coach and make myself available to teach. So whether you're looking at this video for the first time, whether you're in my team or not, you will still find value. So anyways, for the sake of time, and my phone is getting hot in the sun, so let's say you can see this, and the wind is also not my friend. So this is you. See if you can see it. You're seeing this for the first time, and I'm showing you this. And then, so what do? First of all, you gather your closest, best friend, sharpest, and of course richest friends. And if you want broke people like, crabs, they're going to pull you back into negativity, especially if you've experienced some failures in the past. They'll be the first one to remind you of your past failures. So you want to stay away from this type of people. But still, for the sake of the opportunity to share and to get exposure, you share this with a lot of people. So you share this with X amount of people. Say the first time you're sharing this with like 10, 20. You want to expose this to 10 to 100 people at a time. And here's a key to it. You're looking at this, and you're being coached by the best, and you're being integrated in the best, and we have a beautiful, striving, supportive community. Whether you're with me or with someone else, you'll get value from this. So it doesn't really matter if you missed the boat, and if you're seeing this on YouTube and you're like, oh man, I could have been working with the best, but I'm kidding. Anyways, so you're seeing this, and you want to take the opportunity, and you want to position yourself. So you create a free account. The sooner you create a free account, the better, because you'll be the one positioning to share this with other people. And then as you're looking at this for the first time, you want to also expose it to as many people as possible. The goal is, how soon would you like to achieve the first leadership level? Every single person that you share this with, if they acquire anything on our ecosystem, you get 10% direct commission for the educational training that people will be going through. Imagine you share this with 10 to 100 people, and again, this is not a multi-level marketing program. This is a 3-tier affiliate program that has a 17% commission available to the right individual who understand the power of leverage. So you can come in here with your absolutely free account and positioning yourself and expose this to as many people. With as many people looking at this at the same time, chances are, if 1 out of 10 you create an account, is 1 in 10 purchase something, that's 10%. And the minimum purchase right now is $363 for a mini node, even though I did mention I'm not going to tell you the price. A node is $3,300, $3,300, okay? That's 10%. Any 10 asset that you help somebody acquire, you can acquire one for free with a free account. So with a free account, you help several people acquire a node. Okay, this is you again. You help your brother acquire a node. Okay, so that's 1. You help your sister acquire a node. You help your uncle acquire a node. You help your cousin acquire a node. And you help your wife or husband acquire a node. Your mom acquire a node. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 300 and 3,300. And so you are 4 away for being able to acquire one for you just out of pocket. Remember, based on 10% commission on every asset that we have, certain assets have different price point, and therefore the higher the price point, the higher the 10% that you can create. So if someone can acquire one node, and then all of a sudden someone acquire 4 nodes, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, and then someone acquire 2 nodes, and all that happens on the first level to you. That's basically 10. So you need, anytime you have 10, you can get one for free. So you sell 10 of any asset, and then you can acquire one for free. But your goal is now you're on the first level. So your brother, sister, uncle, niece, brother, brother-in-law also have their brother, cousin, nephew, uncle, and then so you're now working on, let's say your brother Joe has his wife, brother, sister, uncle, niece, and then they're working. So that's your second generation. Joe's first generation, your second. So that generates a 4% commission. So you have 10% first level, 4% second level. Okay. So say this is you and then Joe. Joe introduced to like several people, and then you bring in 4% on second level, and whatever Joe did, that's 10%. So Joe is broke and you're broke, but Joe knows a lot of people, and Joe exposes a lot of people to this. And while you're learning, you're exposing to Joe exposing to his connection, and then anything that happens on the first level of Joe, but your second level, that's 4% commission. Okay, and then Joe now earns commission to buy his own asset, so you earn 10% on Joe's activity. And Joe has his nephew. Okay, so for the sake of simplicity, this is you and this is Joe, and let's say Joe share with like 5 people, and then anything that happens on Joe's first level, your second level, so that gives you a 4% commission. If Joe purchased something, that's 10%. And then but Joe has his brother-in-law who knows 20 people, and then anything that happens on the third level, that's 3%. Right then, you're participating in this ecosystem. You're leveraging 17% commission. That happens on your first level, 10%, second level, 4%, third level, 3%. So the question is, if you can do that, how soon would you like to tell everybody about it while you're learning? By the way, it's easier to teach something while you're learning it than to gather head knowledge, and you don't have to help. You're not helping anybody understand. So let's take a look at it again. I am your trainer. I share this with you, and then you now open your community to a lot of people, and then you've achieved your 50,000 in sell, 50K in sell. 50K in sell puts you as the first step to the global leadership pool. The first goal of the global leadership pool is for you to acquire 50,000 in sell. And then you have now 1 share. Once you have 50,000 in sell, then your goal then is to help 3 people of all the people frontline, which is why it's important to share with as many people as possible, as many people that you share this with, and identify 3 people who can also sell 50K in sell. Okay, they are now generating 50,000 in sales in their second generation, and you've already generated 50K in sell in your first, qualify 1 time, and now you're helping people. So the reason why you have to do that is because it's easier to teach something as you're learning it than try to acquire head knowledge. Did I say that? Okay. So anytime you share with anybody, say 10 to 100 people, and then you earn 10% commission on the first level, okay, 10 to 100 people on your second level times the number of people. So you get 4% commission that. 10 to 100 people in the third level. Okay, so that's 3% commission. After the third level, the direct commission stops. Now, you're in a leadership position to participate in the global bonus pool that you only have to qualify one time. What's the qualification? You generate frontline, in addition to earning 10% commission, frontline to you $50K in sell, $50,000 in sell. Then, of all the people you share with, which is why it's important to maximum your exposure, you need to identify 3 people who will do the same. 50K, 50K, 50K. 3 separate lines. First 50K gives you a one star promotion for 1 share. Help 3 people who do 50K in volume each, so you are a 2 star for 5 shares. Help, anyway, so just let's leave it there. So the goal is to find as many people as possible on your front line, and once you amass 50K in sell, you're qualified. Now, help find as many people as possible front line to qualify with you as well. Everything front line gives you 10% commission. Everything second line gives you 4% commission, and everything third line gives you 3% commission. And then a simple goal is to repeat the process by you having a leadership factory where you're developing as many 1-star qualified individual. A 1-star is someone who successfully educate X amount of people to acquire $50,000 worth of assets in our ecosystem. And then the maximum exposure in the first level gives you 10%. The maximum exposure in the second layer gives you 4%. Maximum exposure in the third layer gives you 3%. And then after that, it's a matter of identifying who is willing to also help advance the team so that we can be in a position to educate as many people as possible. So the sun is getting to me, and together we can grow the community and positioning ourselves to do extremely well in the hardest project possible. There are a lot of people who have participated in this and failure to give attention because they were impatient, or now will now be experiencing a level of regret that is understated. So to minimize the regret, do what's in your control with my help and coaching to prevent having to be reminded that I told you so.